Hey YouTube, Mike here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if that's the case. I'm out in the garage today. I just want to do a really quick video about my boat electronics. I just recently redid everything, and so this video is going to cover that, what I used, how I did it, that sort of thing. And it's going to be quick. It's 100 degrees out here, so I'm going to get through this as fast as I can. So this whole project started when I decided I was going to move my Explorer 9 off the bow and mount it to my console and replace it with this brand new Humminbird Explorer 12, which is now up on the bow, along with my Helix 7 that I used to run on the console. So I have a dual graph system on the bow. The Explorer 12 runs my forward-facing sonar, the Mega Live 2, and then I use the Helix 7 mostly for mapping, stuff like that. This is all connected with the Humminbird Ethernet switch, but I'll show you how and where I installed that and everything. But as I was researching how to get this stuff all networked, what I was going to need and stuff like that, I came across a YouTube clip about using a dedicated battery as a source for power for all your electronics. And I found that really interesting, and I decided to do it. It's supposed to clean up your graphs a little bit, less interference. It is supposed to provide a better picture for the forward-facing sonar. It gets the electronics off your crank battery and any interference that may arise from that. This is the Weize 12.8 volt 100 amp hour lithium battery. The reason I like this battery is because it's small. It's the compact size. It's a Group 24. It's light. It's just barely over 23 pounds, and it's got Bluetooth, which I really like on my lithium batteries. If you don't know, Bluetooth gives you the ability to check your battery status using an app on your phone, and I'll show that to you. So the folks at Weize were kind enough to provide me this battery. I've had it out on the water several times. It works fantastic. If you're interested in checking out more about this battery, I'll provide links here in the video description, wherever else I can stick it. And if you're interested enough that you want to purchase one of these batteries, I'll also put my discount code up on the screen here. I'll also put it in the video description. That'll get you 8% off the price of this battery should you decide to purchase one of these. This is going to be powering my Explorer 12, the Explorer 9, the Mega Live 2, the Helix 7, the electronic foot controlled transducer pole mount I have for the forward-facing sonar, and also my navigation puck. And I've got the switch all installed, and it's all run to a new fuse block, which I've installed as well, and I'll show all that off here in a moment. And then I picked a unique place to store the battery too. I had enough room to store it in my rear hatch with my other batteries, but the problem with that was I would need to run cables, to run wires all the way up to the bow of the boat. And really the only way to do that, at least easily, is to run it through the conduit that runs through the center of my boat that also houses the trolling motor wires. And I didn't want to do that because I didn't want the interference from the trolling motor batteries to be impacting my electronics. So what I decided to do was install this battery in the front right rod hatch, which I don't use. I only use it for storage and stuff, for life jackets and my net and stuff like that. And there's actually, because this battery is so small, it fits in there perfect. It's plenty of room. So this is where I decided to put the battery. This is the front right hatch on the bow. I only use this for storage. So it was really no big deal to put this battery in here. It doesn't take up a lot of room. What I did is, this is just a piece of strap that I had laying around. I just bolted it to the wall back here with a single sheet metal screw, and that is what will hold the battery in place. This is a connector to my charger. I don't have a onboard system big enough yet to connect this battery to. I'll probably wait until like Christmas to get that, because they tend to have really good sales on them on Black Friday and stuff like that. So to connect the battery, I'm running 8-gauge marine wire to this 60 amp circuit breaker. It's currently open right now. And then I ran the cables up and around the edge of the hatch. I need to get a couple more clips. I only had 2. This other cable you see here is the Ethernet cable from the Explorer 9 on the console. But I ran the power cables up through here, and sorry for my hand, up through this top rod holder. And then underneath the front deck, I just cut a hole in the rod holder and run the wires out to where I mounted the fuse block. The fuse block and the Ethernet hub are all located here inside the hatch underneath my foot pedal recess on the bow. I was not going for style points here. This is all purely functional. Most of the electronics I was able to rig directly to the fuse block. Hey YouTube, so I'm back. It's been a couple of weeks since I installed the dedicated battery for my electronics. I want to do a follow-up as to how it's been going. I've had the boat out on the water 4 or 5 times, and so I've been able to thoroughly test it. Before I get into that, I wanted to add something I missed. You may have noticed I used a piece of plywood to attach the fuse block and the Ethernet switch before I mounted it to the boat itself. I did that for a couple of reasons. Number one is I only needed to use a couple of screws to secure that piece of plywood versus, drilling 3-4 holes to attach the fuse block and the Ethernet switch individually. It also, by doing that, it allows me to remove the plywood and the fuse block and the Ethernet switch as one unit. If I ever want to work on it or make modifications, I can just unscrew the plywood and lift the whole thing out of there. You might say, well, now if a fuse were to go, I wouldn't have easy access to it because it's underneath the area where the recessed trolling motor foot pedal tray is located. But the truth be told, I haven't screwed down that recessed tray since I started working under there. I just leave it without any screws in it at all. And it never moves, it never pops out. It's pretty solid, so I never worry about that. So I have easy access to that section of the boat. So as far as the performance of the graphs, the forward-facing sonar, since I installed the dedicated battery, I gotta say it's definitely made an improvement. I'm seeing less interference on the screens. My forward-facing sonar, it seems to me that I'm able to locate my bait a lot easier after I cast and the bait moves down through the water column. The change is subtle. It's not something that just pops out. But over time, as I use it more and more, I can definitely see the difference from what it was like before I used the dedicated battery and after I used the dedicated battery. So I'm very pleased. It seems to have cleaned up everything, from my down imaging, my side imaging, of course my forward-facing sonar. I'll put a couple pictures up to kind of show. I'm not going to do a side-by-side comparison of before and after, because like I said, the change was subtle, But if you're using it all the time, it's definitely noticeable. So very happy that I made this change, made this modification to the boat. I want to once again thank the good folks at Weize for providing me this battery. I can tell you that the way it's set up now with this 100 amp hour battery, I could probably go 3-4 days using my electronics for 6 to 10 hours per trip and still have juice left over in this battery. So, you know, I chose this one. I like to have more power than I need. You could probably get away with a 50 amp hour battery if, you know, space is really a big deal. You would easily get 2-3 days out of a 50 amp battery, you know, should you decide to go that route. If you end up deciding to purchase one of these, I'll put up links all over the video and in the video description. And then also, reminder, I have a discount code, 8% off. Use the discount code, save you a bunch of money on these things. That's pretty much it. If you have any questions, anything you want to say about the video or ask, go ahead and leave it in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I hope you got something out of this video. I hope it helped. Other than that, thanks for watching. Peace out.